What's up, y'all? It's your girl Ree. Welcome back to my channel, Transformation Academy, y'all, where y'all gonna get this work. Y'all gonna get this work on how to transform your life, right? So you can be the best version, to be the truest version of yourself, to be in agreement and in alignment with who God called you to be. I am Ree. I am your transformation specialist, y'all. I've been through many transformations in my life, and God has pretty much qualified me, anointed me, called me to help people all over the world transform their lives. So that's what this platform is for. This is a growing and welcoming community where everyone belongs. You come just as you are. You come just as you are. Like, this is the place where you do not have to come change. You don't have to have it all together just to be here. This is where you learn, where you grow, and you apply. You have to apply the things in your life in order to see the change. It's not just going to happen by mistake. It's not magic. It takes work. It takes work, and this is where it starts. This is where y'all get the work. All right. God has been using me to pretty much see change in my own life. And then also I see he's been using me to help bring change into other people's lives. And I love it. I do it as a specialty. Like, I'm a certified occupational therapist. So I'm blessed to be able to bring healing and change and transformation to people's lives that are physically, mentally, and they're like tangibly sick. They have some kind of disease or disorder to their body, and God has graced me with the ability to go to school, to study and train, to be able to apply certain principles, to be able to help people through clinically, right? And then also spiritually, like, God has blessed me with just the skills, the tools to be able to apply his principles, his kingdom principles to my own life. And then to be able to coach people and train those who are looking to transform to their own lives. So welcome. Today is July 20th. Y'all, we 20 days into this 31-day challenge. Thank y'all for everyone that stuck it out. If you are just getting started, if this is your first time on this channel, what we have going on this month for the month of July is a 31-day challenge, where we sat with God, where we talked to God and asked him, we sought his face and asked him, what is it that you want us to do in order to become the best and truest version of ourselves? And for me, God wanted me to do a video every day this month to get in mold, to get into a rhythm, a pattern of believing of what he called on my life as a speaker, as a trainer, as a motivational speaker, and as somebody called and appointed to help those. So this is what I'm called to do. But each of us individually have our own individual calling on our life. And I recommend that you guys just sit with God just to get what it is that he wants out of you. All right, what is it that he wants for you to do individually, you? All right, y'all, I won't keep y'all too long today. I want to talk about Holy Spirit. What is it that you want me to speak to your people about? I want to talk to y'all about mindset. I want to talk to y'all about perspective. I want to talk to you about how you see things. And this is something that I'm learning too, that it's not necessarily about having all that it takes, right? Because we know that God is a provider. We know that he is Jehovah Jireh. We know that he is our provision, right? It's not about having all that it takes. I did a video the other day about what transformation really calls for, and it's not about having everything in order. It's not about having all the tools, all the skills, all the everything, all the money, all the resources. No, No. It's about, when it comes to this walk, and when it comes to sanctification, walking out your sanctification, being transformed by the renewing of your mind, it takes a level of open-mindedness, and it takes discipline. Now, what I want to talk to you guys about is what type of discipline it takes. So it specifically takes a discipline of what you let in and what you let out. You want to be sure that you're monitoring your gates. You want to be sure that you're heavily monitoring your gates. What I mean by gates, your ear gates. What are you listening to? Your eye gates. What are you looking at? And even your mouth gates. You definitely want to monitor what are you speaking, because life and death lies in the what? And the power of the tongue. So if you're speaking life, you're going to foresee life. If you're speaking death, you're going to proceed that, like you're going to see death. Like it's inevitable. Our tongue is very powerful, and you just want to be mindful over the things that you're speaking over yourself and the things that you're allowing to saturate your mind. Like as we're going through the transformation, and as we're renewing, and as we're getting full off of the word and we're reading, we have to be disciplined in what we're listening to. That includes your music. That includes TV. What are you watching on TV? And y'all, I promise, right? This stuff ain't easy. It's not easy. It's not easy to, like, I grew up in the 90s, right? I grew up on Martin, Living Single, like all of those shows, Jamie Foxx, the good shows, like, just all the good shows, The Simpsons, like all the shows, right? American Dad, I'm just naming them. Like, I grew up on TV, and I've for one, I was a kid that loved, like, Martin. I love Martin. I know what he gonna say before he say it. Like, that's how in tuned as a kid I was. But in to the point as an adult, I still remember the lines. Like I was a part of the show. And even music, I love music. I love melody. I played an instrument. I love all different genres of music. I love lyrics. Don't let it be a good melody with a good lyric. Like, I love music, but those things make you do, they carry spirits, and we just have to be mindful of what those things are evoking in us. Like, so back in 2018, or was it around 2015, I really started listening to a lot of gospel music. I grew up on gospel music too, like Kirk Franklin, John P. Key, what's the bull? Fred Hammond. Like, I grew up on a lot of like gospel, but not as much as I did the R&B, the rap, the hip hop, because that's just what was popular growing up. And you really, as a kid, you don't really understand the impact, right? But as adults, as we're starting to make our own choices, I want you guys to just audit, right? Take a day, take a week, right? Take a week to audit what you're listening to, and how you feel while you're listening to it. While you're listening to it and after you listen to it. Like, for me, I learned 90s R&B. As much as I love me a good 90s R&B song, y'all, if it comes on my playlist, because I got them. I had them. I got them. Right? If it comes on my playlist by accident, whatever the case may be, I got to turn it off because I know my stumbling blocks. I mentioned that in a different video. It's like, I know a stumbling block for me is lust. And easily lust could be evoked in me just by what I'm listening to or what I'm watching on TV. I don't watch shows that evoke sexual immorality or elicits just like perversion or promiscuity or any kind of impure, like if I'm abstaining from sex or I'm practicing purity, then it's like I'm not going to be able to listen or watch certain things because that's just going to evoke certain things in me. So I just wanted to, I'm pretty sure you guys are maybe aware of that, but I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you for a week, right? To audit what you're listening to, audit how you feel, just reflect on how you feel while you're listening to it, and audit your thoughts afterwards. Just do that challenge. And if you feel like what you're listening to and also what you're watching, what you're listening to and what you're watching, and if, which like most of us are, we're going to get, our thoughts is going to, we're going to notice that our thoughts are roaming to a place that it's going to be harder to control, or it's going to be harder to stay in a place of purity. Like our thoughts are going to be harder to stay pure because of what we're watching. And it's just that simple. Like, it's not renewing the mind and transforming and guarding your gates is really not complicated. It's really not that complicated. It's more simple. Like, the enemy loves simplicity. Listen to me, y'all. The enemy is not that cunning. He has some deceptive ways, but he's not that cunning, especially if it's found in a common area. Like, if you notice how, like, when I mean by common area, I mean what's trending, what's popular. Even on your social media site, if you're not one that watch TV, what are you looking at on social media? When you scroll down your timeline, what are you seeing? Are you commonly seeing half-naked men, half-naked women? Like, what are you seeing? And it's so easily found. It's like found in plain sight. It's like the enemy hides things in plain sight. And I just want to talk to y'all today. Like, I don't want to do too much like instructing. I just want to talk to y'all to like evoke some reflection in y'all and evoke some type of thoughts in you guys, to arise some type of thoughts in you guys to that allows you to think on your own habits, to think on your own routines that gets you, that kind of causes some kind of warfare in your mind. And that's essentially what goes on. Like, our mind is one of the biggest places for the enemy. So we have a lot of battle, and we face a lot of battles in our mind. So I just wanted to sit here with you guys and talk to you guys a little bit about that today. I don't really hear too much about just the warfares on the minds and how to guard your heart, how to guard your gates. And listen, when I'm going to give you guys this last little tip, when I started guarding my gates and I started like pumping like stuff that God was giving me, more spiritual, more filled, Holy Spirit filled things, when I started feeding my spirit those things, then I started noticing a shift in my mood. I started noticing just how relaxed I was. I started noticing how easier the fight was. Like, I didn't have to fight so hard to keep my mind focused on what I wanted. So I just wanted to challenge you guys that if you find that you're like battling between mindsets or battling between keeping your mind on God and keeping your mind on your purpose, your God-given purpose, then I challenge you, look at what you're watching, look at what you're looking at, look at what you're thinking, and look at what you're listening to. And then get this, not only through your audio as if you're listening specifically to music, but also audit who you talking to. Like, audit who you talking to. Them conversations, what is you and your homies talking about? What is you and your girls talking about? What is you and your dudes talking, your homies talk? Like, what y'all really talking about for real? And what kind of conversations are you engaged in? Like, what kind of conversations are you allowing yourself to be engaged in? And this is no judgment. Don't be so quick to judge people, right? This is personal. This is specific to you. This ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. Some people can watch vulgar things on TV. Christians, believers, whomever can watch vulgar things on TV and have no conviction and have no and have self-control. But if you are somebody that struggles with lust or certain things at the root, depression or anxiety, or like just certain things that shake you at the root, that have you bound at the root, you have to know what you're battling up against. And once you know what you're battling up against, then you're able to say, okay, yeah, that I can't watch anymore. And I'm not going to put that on anybody else. Like, they can't watch it because they're supposed to be believers and they're supposed to be Christians. No, for me as a Christian and a believer, that's a stumbling block. Like, I don't walk around and be like, yeah, no believer can't listen to R&B. Like, it's find out what your convictions is. Sit with God, the Holy Spirit, and find out what your convictions are. Now, that's not to say that other people may not get tempted because they listen to certain things, but it's not our job to be like, in my opinion, it's not our job for us to be man's judge. It's our job to allow the Holy Spirit to convict us, to hold other disciples in accountability, but other believers in accountability. But it's not our job to be another man's judge, right? Our job is to love them like as we love ourselves. Love them as we love ourselves. And how the one of the best ways to do that, and I found when I'm in community with people, is just to love them and not judge. And be my own source of like accountability, and in the sense of, okay, that's specific to me, and I can speak on that as to how that affects me. And maybe I suggest you can also reflect and see if that affects you. But I'm not going to say, nope, you're a bad person because of X, Y, and Z. So I just added that in there because I'm like, there's a lot of, once we find out things about ourselves, we kind of project it onto other people and other believers. And it's like, yeah, God just said love them. God just said love them. So as you love yourself. All right, y'all. I pray that message was helpful. I pray that it was able to free somebody. It was able to free everybody, actually. And that we just we're going to sit with God and actually find out what it is that is causing us to stumble on this walk. Because this walk is about growth. This walk is about getting better. What little by little. All right. I love y'all. I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for tuning in, for just rocking with me, y'all. Y'all rocking with me this whole month of July. And I love y'all. I love y'all for wanting to be better, for wanting to get better little by little. All right. And I'll talk to y'all soon.